Carter, gang Carter, family, they didn't free Joe Boy Slime. They didn't free Young Thugger. And man, nobody deserves to sit behind them bars. No matter what you done, I always believe in street justice. I always believe in what you do unto others should be done unto you. So if Young Thug is really guilty, then the streets should make him pay that penalty because he made the streets pay a penalty. You hear me? So come home, Young Thug. This is a rare win for hip hop right now. Now let me read y'all the details in the Young Thug situation, right? Now, Young Thug was sentenced to time served as part of a sweeping case that originally included dozens of defendants. The rapper, whose given name is Jeffrey Williams, will be released from custody and have to serve 15 years on probation as part of the non-negotiated plea agreement. In 2022, Williams was charged alongside more than 24 other Georgia sprawling racketeer influence in corrupt organizations act known as the RICO. You hear me? Prosecutors accused that Young Thugger was leading a criminal street gang that committed unalivings in a slew of violent crimes in Atlanta dating back a whole damn decade, right? Williams has denied, who is Young Thug, that he was head of a criminal enterprise, right? They argued that YSL, the acronym for the artist label, Young Stoner Life Records, also stands for Young Slime Life, an Atlanta-based criminal street gang affiliated with the National Bloods gang, right? Prosecutors sought to prove Young Thug was the proclaimed leader of the YSL gang and was involved in crimes and his members committed, including the 2015 fatal shooting of an alleged rival gang member. Young Thug had allegedly rented the car that was used by YSL members in the killing, prosecutors said. Several other defendants charged in the case, including rapper Gunner, took plea deals or had their cases severed from the trial. Young Thug had been one of 6 defendants on trial together. The rapper has been in jail since May 22 of his arrest. The case drew fierce criticism over prosecutors' use of rap lyrics as proof of the gang's actions in existence, a move some said was a racist violation of freedom of speech and artistic expression in the latest instance of a black art being targeted. The case has dragged on for months, including multiple motions for a mistrial, the most being last week. The jury selection process alone took over a whole calendar year. You hear me? 3 co-defendants in the YSL racketeering trial has accepted plea agreements this week from Fulton County District Attorney Office. Rondellis Ryan, known as Lil Rod, and the co-defendant Marquavius Huey, known as Qua, entered guilty pleas Wednesday to charge of violating the state's RICO Act. As part of the terms, Ryan accepted a 10-year prison sentence, which was commuted to time served, right? Other counts in the indictment, including armed robbery, were dropped as part of their agreement. Ryan is currently serving a life sentence for a separate murder case. The prison time will run concurrently, Fulton County Superior Court Judge Paige Weiss Whitaker said. As part of his plea deal, Huey admitted guilty to multiple counts in the indictment, including armed robbery. He was sentenced to a total of 25 years, with 9 years in custody, 9 years on probation, and a 5-year suspended as part of the agreement, right? So what, he only gonna do 2 years or he out too? Qua Marvis Nichols, also known as Qua, accepted a plea deal Tuesday for count 1 of the indictment, conspiracy to violate the RICO Act. He received a negotiated sentence of 20 years with 7 years to be served in custody and the remaining years on probation, right? So he gonna only do 7 years. In exchange, multiple counts, including murder, was dismissed. None of these three individuals who entered guilty pleas will be required to testify against the remaining co-defendants, including the main target of the case, Young Thug. You hear me? So this boy, Young Thug, gonna do 15 years on probation. That's a gift and a curse. You hear me? And these other three dudes that pleaded out, only one of them finna do time. They gonna do 7 years to do the rest on probation. So this was a win for Young Thug, these three defendants, and YSL as a whole. This report that I read on these dudes, Thugger included, that's a good deal, right? That's a win for sure. So shout out Young Thug. Lawyer went hard in the paint to the point they pleaded guilty they self and still got a deal and made sure Young Thugger went home. So that lets you know how weak the prosecution case was. They had to break deals with everybody, right? Everybody. You know what I'm saying? Now, the judge was saying to the Thug, it is your decision to waive these rights and enter a plea because you are in fact guilty. Yes, Williams said before his attorney interject on one of the accounts. According to an ABC affiliate, WSB TV was in the courtroom on Thursday. The rapper plea deal was non-negotiated, which means the final decision on sentencing is up to the judge. He pleaded nolo contendere to 2 charges, including violation of the RICO Act, which is a plea of no contest or no defense, meaning the defendant neither admits nor denies charges against him, right? Williams was initially charged on May 10th, 2022 with 1 count, each conspiring to violating the RICO Act and participating in the criminal street gang, right? Before the plea deal was struck, Williams had played not guilty, and his attorney had repeatedly told ABC News that his client was innocent of all charges. Throughout the racketeering trial, which began in 2023, has been the longest running trial in Georgia so far. Prosecutors alleged the Grammy rapper winner was the proclaimed leader of this organization, Street Gang, right? Right? So it's looking like a win right now. Looking like a win for Thugger. I don't know what's finna happen with the rest of the defendants on the case, because I know it's still people going to trial, but it's looking good for Young Thug right now, man. It's looking good for Young Thug, and it ain't never over till it's over. That's why you stay solid, right? That's why you stay solid. Now, everybody that snitched in this case, Woody, Gunna, right? Everybody that told feel bad because they thought it was a sinking ship that everybody was going to get washed. So when they told, they felt good, like, man, it was either sit in jail for the rest of my life or I come home. It was the easy choice. F the streets. The streets is dead, right? The streets is dead. But I bet you they regret telling now, because if they knew this would have happened, right? If they knew this would have happened, man, they would have not told. They would have not told. Now, I'm finna get into some stuff. What Young Thug said, right? The judge sent him to time served on several of his counts of where 15 years probation, right? But before the sentencing, Thug spoke for the first time in the case after spending the past 2 years in prison. Thugger said, I am a smart guy. I am a good guy and really got a good heart, he told the judge. I found myself in a lot of stuff because I was just nice and cool. I understand you can't be that way when you reach a certain height because it could end bad, right? During a dramatic hearing in court earlier today, Thug changed his plea after Superior Court Judge Whitaker asked if he had agreed on a non-negotiated plea, meaning the prosecutors and the defense could not agree on a sentences deal and the power to determine punishment turned over to the judge, right? So it was in the judge's hands. The judge could have made Thugger sit in prison, but the judge didn't, right? Georgia prosecutors had previously offered a plea that Thug turned down. That deal would allow him to walk free today for 15 years on probation, which, if completed, would have allowed him to avoid jail time, but will potentially put him behind bars for 23 years if he violated probation, right? So this deal is like, I think if he violate, he will only get like 15 at the max. He got some time served on that, so 12, 13. So that's a 10-year difference if you fuck up, right? Thug was initially booked into jail in Georgia on May 22, part of a street gang bucks. He was one of 28 people named in a 56-count indictment, right? So, I'm telling you, this is a win for Thugger, boy. This is a win. And I know he finna pop bottles. He gonna have a new look on life. He should have a new look on life. Everybody thought Thugger was up the road. This gonna give hope to Lil Durk and YW Melly. And I don't know about the dealer. The dealer, he in a whole different bracket, right? But this might give hope to Lil Durk and YW Melly. Stay solid. But back to Gunna, back to YSL Woody. They regret they told the dime, right? They regret they dropped that dime. Because they dropped the dime feeling like and thinking like this was a sinking ship. That everybody on this boat getting watched. That's why people was trying to have their cases severed. Separate trials, separate cases, break themselves away from Thugger, right? Now these dudes gonna have to pay for it. Now, when Thugger come home, these dudes, Gunna and YSL Woody, they gonna get less love, right? People gonna have to choose sides, right? Thugger probably come out with a vengeance. It's about to be on and crack it. And I know these dudes regret it because he about to be back balling. I'm pretty sure the circle is gonna be smaller, right? I'm sure the circle gonna be smaller, but whatever Thug drop, that shit going to #1 for sure. They going to #1 for sure, right? Get a fly ass feature, man, come out smashing. It gonna be YSL back up again. But now at least Thugger know. He know who's solid and who ain't. Everybody that stood tall gonna be brothers for life. Everybody that stood tall, these dudes is gonna have a bond. They gonna have a bond. Whether if it was just Thugger and one other dude, or them 3 other dudes was solid and got their deals in a solid way, it's gonna be a bond forever. And you gonna know the weak from the fake. And he really finna be king of the A. Young Thug about to be king from the A. This finna improve his lore, buddy. Right? Young Thug ranking then reach the top 10 of all time. You know what I'm saying? Shot caller, big baller. Dog said stay solid. Didn't snitch, didn't fold. Salute to Young Thug, man, for being solid. And I know he got tired, though. Thugger got tired, right? He took this plea deal because he didn't want to wait another 3 months. He didn't want to spend not a day in that motherfucker. He was fed up. But he still wasn't going to snitch. He still wasn't going to snitch. He was just going to plea out and leave it in the hands of the judge. And stood tall and didn't budge. Right? Salute. We got to salute those who didn't snitch and stick to the G code. Because that's a rarity. Young Thug is a rarity. That's a gem. Most would have folded. Most would have snitched. Right? He didn't. And his dogs that didn't too, we need to applaud them for sticking to the code. That's what you supposed to do. Keep your mouth shut and your head up. Right? So that's what Thugger did. So let's welcome Thugger home. I don't want to hear nothing about no fingernails and dress wearing, because when it was time to be a man, he was a man to stay solid, buddy. Where I done seen killers fold in that situation. You hear me? And from going from living that lifestyle, rich rap star, to being in that cell, in that dungeon, and as he said, Hell, being in hell and not folding, Because you been pampered the last 10 years with riches in the whole world handed to you to stand solid and take that on the chin. Man, Young Thugger is a winner, man. Nobody can't win an album dropping, right? Hope he get right in the studio and talk his shit. Get in the studio and talk your spiller, Young Thug. It's going #1. Let's do it big. Let's get the best producer. Let's get Metro Boomin. Let's get Mustard. Man, everybody in the industry should have a free track for Thugger. The hip hop community got to stick together. Thugger win this, we need to support him. Metro Boomin, Mustard, the best beat makers need to have a couple free beats waiting for Thugger off top just for staying solid. Just for staying solid, right? Just for saying solid, he deserved a full album worth of beats from the industry and a free verse from anybody he deserved. Young Thugger's first album should be on the industry. He should have to come a dime out of his pocket, beats for free, features for free. Because we need to celebrate those who don't fold in the world full of folders. Right? In a world full of chairs, full of folding chairs. Right? Niggas that sit on 4-leg chairs instead of standing on their 2. Young Thugger stood on his 2. And that's what it do. And now he coming home. So I love when the solid and those who stick to the G code get rewarded, because this is why we was told to stick to the G code. Because to let it be told, 9 times out of 10, people get convicted because somebody snitching. You hear me? So how y'all feel about it? Y'all might feel like mixed emotions and he a killer and he don't deserve to be free. Well, even if he is a killer, I believe in eye for an eye. Street justice. God don't let nothing slide. So if Thugger guilty, he gonna pay for that whether we see it or not. He gonna pay. He gonna pay. Right? But hey, this is y'all justice system. This is the justice system, and this is how it works. He went to trial. He sat down. He got his deal. Right? It is what it is. Take it up with the system that this even possible then. Right? Take away plea deals then. You got a problem with Thugger being free. I don't want to hear no Thugger hatred. I don't want to hear nobody being mad. Because if you that mad, go do something about it then. He out. You know what I'm saying? The Thugger is out. Go do something about it. But we should all celebrate at least the solidness. At least he about what he rap about. At least he ain't no studio gangster. At least he authentic and he was in it. You know what I'm saying? And a leader. And this is just going to turn it around. Now he really going to do what the lawyers say. Help his community in the right way from a distance with all the nonsense. Everybody that you take with you, that stays solid with you and made it out of this, y'all got to step all the way out the streets, though, Thugger. You got to step all the way out the streets, though, Thugger. And if you got to be a Thugger, be a corporate Thugger. Be a tycoon in this business. You know what I'm saying? I can see you doing big things. Things like 50 Cent get and Ice Cube. Start making movies, filming. I done seen Thug in a couple little movies before. I know I seen him in one movie for sure. With JT, the bigger figure. Like, move on to greater things, Thugger. Stay out them streets. You already proved your gangster after this one. There's no more else to prove about your Thugger. There's no more to prove about your gangster, Young Thug. So go step all the way out the streets and submerge yourself into being a business tycoon, because the key to the city, to Atlanta, is going to be yours, but them boys going to be watching and they're going to be waiting for your ass to slip up. So don't slip up. Stay smart. Matter of fact, first thing you need to do, take a vacation. Take a trip outside the country. Breathe. Relax with your family, with your kids. You've been gone for years. Go on like a 3-4 month vacation. We ain't going nowhere. Right? I know I'm talking about when he drop it, go with your family and go on that vacation. Right? Travel the world. Free your mind. And come back as a beast all the way out the streets, focusing on the game to be a tycoon. You got the platform. Everybody gonna love you and respect you. You automatic in the rap history for this trial. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Young Thugger. Rest in peace to anybody, victims. And I just respect everything. I hope we all see a better day. But today is Thugger Day, right? It's Thugger Day. The prosecution didn't have their shit together. Right? They tried to convict him of court of public opinion. right? They try to convict him on his name, oh, it's Young Thug, it's Slime, it's YSL. They had a bunch of weak ass witnesses like Woody, gang of weak ass niggas talking about they can't recall shit. They should have been dropped the case anyway from the buffoonery from the witnesses that the prosecutors brought. It should have been got tossed out the building. So the fact that this could even win a trial was a tragedy anyway. So no matter how you feel about Thugger, it shouldn't even made it this far anyway. He shouldn't even have to plead it out to this 15-year probation. He should have walked scot-free. You see? You know what I'm saying? And that's how I go. So, man, it's your boy Carter TV, man. Welcome home, Jeffrey Williams. Back home for the family. Hopefully come out with some new music. Man, drop it on us. It's going #1. Thugger, we want to hear from you. Stay out the streets. Don't be in this situation again, my friend. Right? So to Lil Durk, the YNW Melly, man, keep y'all head up. Stay strong. It ain't over yet. You hear me? But until then, it's your boy Carter TV and it's Carter Gang in the building.